Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? They have good old hardware stores in San Jose, guys. That's right. They have regular old hardware stores, just like in the old days. And I'm not talking about one of these giant home improvement centers. I'm just talking a regular old hardware store. In other words, one that's the size of just a tiny corner shop. But man, they have the help behind the counter. Let's check it out. These are the 5 worst hardware stores in San Jose. The first one is Unlawful. Unlawful hardware right on the near east side, guys. On that first exit as you leave downtown, it's Unlawful Hardware. Now, the problem with Unlawful Hardware is they're very helpful. As I mentioned, most of these places are helpful. That's not where they fall down, guys. The problem is that their advice often stretches the tenets of local ordinances, state laws, and federal jurisdictions. And that's because they know that there really is no way to repair things in your house unless you're a general contractor without breaking the law. You will invariably you'll be outside of one of the local laws when you fix anything, repair anything, or modify your home in any way. So these guys decided, let's don't try to skirt around it. Let's just tell them that we're going to help them no matter what, even if it is unlawful. Well, guys, I see what they're doing. I totally understand. You cannot do anything around your house these days without breaking the law in some fashion. However, I'd rather they discover that on their own. I'm not going to help them find me, and I certainly don't want my name on a list at as a customer at Unlawful, because that's an easy way to track down lawbreakers. Let's say no to those guys. Now, number 2 is Blue Hardware, right there on the far south side of San Jose, guys. Blue, as in the color blue, BLUE, the color that's not red, that's not green, that's in fact blue. It is the basis of all of their marketing, and unfortunately, it's also the basis of their general demeanor at Blue Hardware. I went in there, guys. All I needed was a Phillips head screwdriver. Okay, sometimes you need a big Phillips head, sometimes you need a little one. It's hard to know. In fact, I was ready to buy two sizes, so that I was complete this project I was working on, putting together a Swedish duck bed. And I asked the customer service representative that waited on me. I said, "Hey, I probably need a couple of different Phillips head screwdrivers. What do you think for this duck bed that I'm working on?" And the guy said, "Oh, I don't know. I mean, what's the use of making a duck bed? Are you trying to get better sleep or something?" I said, yeah. I heard the great things about it. It's just one of those assemble style beds, and I just need the Phillips head screwdriver. He goes, well, why? Why go through all of that trouble? You're not going to sleep any better. I mean, he was so negative and blue and down and morose. Oh, guys, I just couldn't do it. I said, forget it. Now, number 3 on the list these are my 5 worst hardware stores in San Jose. Maybe you have a different experience, but give them a try. This is Salt. Now, Salt, S-A-L-T, Salt Hardware. They're going to be right downtown, guys. They've been there for years. Now, Salt, you walk in, and it's sort of like Blue in the sense that they do also have good tools and good things that you need, right? The very, very common hardware items that a lot of times you can't even find them in one of those giant home improvement stores. Have you ever gone into a giant home improvement store and you walk around lost for 4 or 5 days? Well, that doesn't happen at Salt. Unfortunately, unlike Blue, they're not morose, but they're salty. And they always seem to blame you for things that you're asking about. So I asked about the duck bed. I asked for some different nails that have to go into the bottom that nail the frame to the legs, nail the legs to the frame. And this guy, he just chewed me out about it. He said, "You have no no reason for taking on this project. You don't, if you're here asking me about nails, you obviously don't know what you're doing. I said, dude, why so salty? Did I offend you? He said, you offended me when you showed your face at our door. I was like, woo, somebody got up on the wrong side of the duck bed. And he's like, funny, sir, funny. Now get out. I said, don't worry, I'm leaving. Guys, it's not for me. Maybe it's for you. Now, number 4 on our list is fiction. Fiction hardware is really kind of fun because not only do they have a lot of hardware items that you'll need, they've got a lot of fiction books on offer as well. The only problem that I had was that the fiction is a lot of the classics that you and I know about, but they are hardware related. So, for example, The Pit and the Pendulum, okay, that classic story by Edgar Allan Poe is retitled The Pit and the Pendulum Swinging from a Bolt and Nut from Steel Case Bolt Company. It just doesn't have the same ring for it to me, you guys. I mean, the Holy Bible, as related by the scratchings of a screw on a screen door. I'm like, what? I mean, it's a bit of a stretch, if you ask me. Some of these titles, and not only that, did they really have screen doors back in biblical times? I mean, it was pretty sandy in the Jerusalem area, Bethlehem. That would just go right through the screen. I think it's fake, so I'm going to say no to that hardware store. And finally, spine hardware. And the problem with spine is that they don't back up any of their recommendations. They don't have any spine. You say, hey, listen, I'm building a swing set for my kids. I want to make sure it's safe. I want to make sure that this swing set I'm buying from you, all the bolts are there, everything's been tested, it's approved by the U.S. Department of Swing Set Safety. And the guy will say, well, I mean, when you say safe, what do you mean? I said, what do I mean by safe? Well, that's so that the swing set, when my kids are in full swing, and these are kids that know how to get that thing moving, right? They can get flying on that swing, especially because a lot of times they'll stand on it. I might want to make sure it doesn't collapse on their head. See what I mean? You with me? And the guy said, they'll be fine. Even if the thing broke apart and fell down on them, it's good for them. It helps to make them tough because life is hard. The world is tough. I said, yeah, but they're 4, they're 5, they're 6. There's plenty of time to learn those lessons. I want them to enjoy their childhood years before the cold, cruel world gives them lessons. And the guy behind the counter is like, no, it's better to start out early. That when they find out that there is no Santa Claus. I said, what? He goes, yeah, we tell our kids there is no Santa Claus. I said, oh my God, you guys are too tough for me. And I don't think my kids are going to be safe. I'm out of here. Guys, those are my 5 worst hardware stores in San Jose. Again, if you know some other bad ones, let us know. Leave a comment, or perhaps you know some really good ones. Share that in a comment as well, because when you share the good stuff, guys, you help lift the whole community and help us grow as we rise together. Talk to you soon.